Hey guys, it is Tuesday the 13th. Coming to you to want to apologize for missing last Friday. That illness I thought I was referencing was something having to do with the weather and the blooming and stuff like that. Turned to be wrong. It took me out pretty hard last week. So I got hospitalized. I got bilateral pneumonia and COVID. So I'm locked up for a bit. So they got me here in solitary, and my wife was able to sneak me in my computers and stuff yesterday. In the fact that she works in the hospital, she's been able to get me stuff. But I should be, hopefully, based upon what they got going on for me, out of here by Thursday this week is what the plan is. Maybe Friday, maybe over the weekend. We'll find out. But it's been something. It's not been an easy thing. So definitely those you out there, take care of yourself, and take care of my team. They're watching after stuff. I'll make it out of here as long as I follow instructions. But I don't know if I'll make it out of here after Ellen sees this. She'll probably kill me. I'm putting this together because I'm supposed to be doing nothing, which I am. But there gets a point where I want to do something. So I want to at least address my people out there and thank you guys for the well wishes and those who have reached out. Appreciate you. Thank you for trusting my team with your business, because they got all the best intentions for you guys. They've got all the best information. We've all worked together to create what is there helping you. So trust them with what they're doing. They've got a lot of support within Security National to benefit you. Let me show you a little bit of market stuff, just because I have been reading a little bit of it. I want to see where things are going. Inflation is heating up a little bit. We are seeing that, we talked about the producer price index last week, what had affected some things, and because of, a hotter good costs coming out of China, pushing up the producer price index. We also see that the CPI came in hotter than expected today. But interestingly enough, the market is still holding strong. So that's not hurting us. So I thought that might actually have caused more of a decline, but the mortgage-backed securities have held pretty strong with that. Now, we do know that the mortgage-backed securities charts are something we're going to be using to, in a way, to kind of give us good guidance, because things are a little funky right now still for the investor side. You're going to see some people out there, brokers and whatnot, with the ability to quote some sort of lower interest rate. And this can be rather interesting to you to think, why is it that this guy can quote me this low rate for an investor loan, but Aaron's team is saying maybe in the 4s? Well, you have to also know that there is big companies out there. They're not used to seeing the turnkey investor like we are, right? So it used to be pretty universally accepted everywhere. And then they start seeing this extreme amount of turnkeys coming over, and it starts getting them worried. For some reason, they have this fear of the turnkey the investor still being involved with the seller, and if there's some sort of manipulation going on when there's not. When in my book, that's one of the more safer things. I'm trying to help them understand that. But people who are not heavily involved in real estate investor deals, they might start doing a few of them, and especially these brokers, because my broker has to be underwritten by the bigger bank at their central underwriting location. And when those central underwriters are not familiar with this, they see that they'll start overlaying all kinds of things on top of it, and they may get a few done, but it won't be long and they won't be able to do anymore. I've seen many times people come in and start trying to think, oh, wait, I got a new line I can work with these turnkey investors. Then all of a sudden they get cut off. So just know that a lot of those are short-lived. It's taken me years to establish our channels for being able to get these deals funded and keep getting them funded with all the crazy idiosyncrasies associated with turnkey or the BRRRR strategy or any of those. When you're talking about doing delayed financing to pulling the money back out when you haven't owned the house for 6 months, that's not something you just get anywhere. There's a lot of people that say they have it, but they don't know how to do it and they freak out. So just understand, I have spent thousands upon thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of dollars in interaction with people to find all the channels to get that done. This is not an easy thing. Just because there's a low quote out there doesn't mean they know where they're going to get it done at, because a lot of those low quoting places won't accept this stuff. Just know that. Have confidence in the system we built. Have confidence in my team. One other thing I wanted to be able to show here as far as the market is concerned, people are concerned about a housing bubble, and I've been reading this article from John Malden, and he referenced Barry Habib, which is where that chart came from. I gave you also. I've had Barry on this YouTube show at one point, and we talked about housing supply. And a lot of people are worried about a housing bubble, and we all worry about that. And this stuff that they said here makes a lot of sense. They talked a lot about housing bubbles come when you get these shortages, or excuse me, an over excessive housing, which is what we had back in the 2007 era. Had this massive peak of housing. We also seen that before that, these big housing bubbles. But look at the supply is so low to the demand, and now we're even having a crazier supply problem because of building costs are through the roof. Right now, I just remodeled the place next door, and I'm glad I got all the materials when I did, because everything went crazy through the roof almost overnight. 2x4s are 5-6 times more expensive than when I just started that rehab. So a lot of crazy things that are happening that are going to keep our housing, I think, the demand right where it needs to be. So I wouldn't be worried about that whatsoever. And then, there's worries of foreclosure. We've talked about that here too. Foreclosure is not, it's something that they couldn't sell the house. I mean, there was a news report of someone had 122 offers on their home in 2 days in California. So, foreclosures, probably we're not going to see a wave of that just because a person can sell it and make money. And we're not sitting in a spot where people are upside down on their houses. Could it come someday? But for the most part, stay your course, know your goals, set your baselines, trust my team. They're going to take care of you. Nobody's trying to stick you anywhere. We are here to help you and make sure you are successful, your business. Appreciate all your prayers, and I'll see you guys on Friday.